Tour Junkies.
What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the Tour Junkies podcast for the Farmers Insurance Open 2022. I am your host, DB. We are the Tour Junkies. I got Pat Perry with me. We are ready to have a great DraftKings preview show tonight. Pat, as always, presented to you by our friends at Fantasy National. It's the place to go for stats, for data, for course history, for recent form, to build your own model, to do a lineup optimizer, to do whatever you want to do. You know, that involves betting on golf or playing DraftKings or playing DFS or playing one and done or whatever it is you do. All the research that you need can be done at fantasynational.com/TJ. That gets you 20% off any membership level that you choose there, either weekly or monthly or annual memberships. And you can start off with the shorter one. And if you love it, you can upgrade it and still get to keep the 20% off that package as well. We've been using Fantasy National going on 5 years, I think now. So great website. All the information you need. It's great stuff. Head over to fantasynational.com/TJ to take advantage of that 20% off discount there. Pat, it's great betting show we just did. We just finished that because I got to gloat on my 250 to 1 Hudson Swafford hit.
I'm sure you did. You were happy with that.
Oh, it felt great.
You never even asked about my health.
Oh,
you didn't even care. You didn't even care.
Is the C on your shirt for COVID? Oh no, it's for covers. Somebody in the YouTube chat last show thought this whole time you were wearing a Chicago Bears shirt until you sat back and saw the covers on there. How are you feeling, buddy? I'm sorry. How are you feeling?
I'm good, DB. Thank you for asking.
You beat the Omicron.
I feel like I beat COVID.
Yeah,
I've taken
you did.
4 positive tests since I got it, but I might have COVID forever.
You might.
I don't know what's going on. I can't test negative. It's ridiculous.
Some people are just built different, man. You're just they're just built different.
The beer's flowing tonight. It's good. I think it helps. Maybe that'll help me test negative.
I've switched from because I drank all my pink lemonade and vodka, so now I'm just doing sweet tea vodka right now in my Diablo's cup that I had.
When you drink the sweet tea vodka, do you go straight or do you pour a little water on it to cut it a little bit, or a little lemonade on top of it?
No, that's like literally Tito's mixed with sweet tea. Like I mixed it.
Oh, I thought you did the sweet tea vodka.
No, that stuff's too syrupy and sweet.
It is sweet. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked if you cut it a little bit.
No, I can't drink that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, we had a great betting show. We had Caddy John on, Caddy John Rathouse, breaking down some info on Torrey Pines. It was a good show. We need to let people know the Kevin Stroman podcast has dropped. It's out wherever you listen to podcasts, on the YouTube channel as well. It's a great episode, great interview. Highly recommend. Kevin Stroman's a great dude. He gave us a tour of his man cave. Just fantastic stuff. Told a Bryson story that he hadn't told to a lot of people. Check that out. DP World Tour show with Mark Hill is dropping this week as well, because the DP World Tour is over there in the Dubai Desert Classic. You got a lot of big names that just played last week staying over there and doing it. Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, Shane Lowry, Paul Casey, Fleetwood's over there. It's a good field out there. Mark Hill going to deliver that to you on our YouTube channel. And don't forget also the Korn Ferry Tour show with Garrett Simmons. But now you got the Korn Ferry Tour Junkies podcast and the DP World Tour Junkies podcast covering those tours that are on separate podcasts. So you need to look those up separately wherever you get your podcast. If it's Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, whatever it is, look up those episodes separately. Those are not dropping on our podcast feed any longer. They have their own. So subscribe, rate, review those shows, help those guys out. They're putting out great content. Garrett brought a 100 to 1 winner in his very first show last week. It was a 15-minute show. He gave you 9 names, and one of them was the winner at 100 to 1. Like, what are we even doing? So, subscribe to that. Garrett's a former caddy on the Korn Ferry Tour of 3 years. He knows those players, courses, caddies, all that stuff. It's great. Also, we dropped some news about the golf event that's coming in September, Pat. I don't want to get into like the all the details into it. Let's get on with the show here, but people can go back and listen if you want to hear more details on that golf event. It's on the betting show. September 23rd and September 24th, we are having our very first Tour Junkies live golf event in Pennsylvania. Where is it again, Sam? Where do I describe this place? To put it in the chat or pop on and tell. How do I tell people where in Pennsylvania this place is? I don't remember.
I don't think we should use like
Northeast Pennsylvania?
Yeah, we shouldn't just say it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. Northeast Pennsylvania near Pottsville. which sounds
Is
like
that Amish country?
they churn their own butter in
Do
Pottsville.
they have
For sure.
Quakers in that area?
Oh yeah, they have Quakers for sure.
They got no Quakers, no Amish.
Oh, wow, that's Lancaster. Okay,
Oh,
we'll take
that's
your word for it.
Lancaster. Okay.
I knew it was Lancaster all along.
I don't know. I wasn't like saying anything against the Quakers and the
Yes,
Amish.
you were.
I was just wondering if it was in that area.
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled because of your Quaker hate. All right, listen. So with the golf event, you're gonna have the option to do you're gonna have the option to do one of two things. You can pay for just the Saturday experience, which is gonna be great. We're gonna have lunch, beer, food, dinner, a party, and a
Did you say
Lauderdale
dinner?
scramble. I may have. We're gonna have a scramble. It'll be your typical big golf tournament. We got 36 holes out there that we can just do whatever we want on. There's gonna be all kind of wild stuff being done. We've got the run of the place. Sam basically said we can do anything we want. He pretty much said that we can do anything we want. And what that means is this golf event's gonna be like, it's not gonna be like anything you've ever been on before. But I do want you in the YouTube comments to comment if you have played in a golf tournament where they did something really cool or unique, whether it was a scramble or a charity event or a member event. If they did something kind of cool that you thought was neat, or if you have an idea that's never been done before, put it in the YouTube comments. Give us some ideas because we're closing in on buttoning a lot of these details up, and we just want to make this thing incredible. So Saturday's going to be one option. You can just play Saturday. It'll be a lot of fun. But for you diehards that want to play Friday and Saturday, on Friday afternoon, we're going to have an 18-hole Ryder Cup style match play competition for the inaugural Golby's Cup. Okay. Team DB versus Team Pat. When you sign up, when you register, you will have to declare your allegiance to either DB or to Pat. And you will, from the moment you step foot on the grounds in this Pottsville churn and butter spot in Pennsylvania, you will have to, it's going to be game on. Like, it's like getting off the bus with your teammates. You don't get off the bus and then go, have a snack with your boy over there at the other team, or, you don't go kick it with this guy over here with the other team. No, we're going to be teammates riding dirty in this thing, right? Like ride or die doing it. Team DV versus Team Pat, 18-hole match play format. You're going to be paired up against each other playing. Me and Pat are going to be riding around in golf carts with earpieces, being captains, scoping out our team, pumping up the teammates or whatever. And then at the culmination of that 18 holes, a very special event at the end that's going to, determine who the winner of the Golby's Cup is going to be. And it's going to be awesome. And then we're going to party Friday night. You can spend the night on the range under the stars and camp out if you like, or there's hotels, Airbnbs around. You can look that up. September 23rd, September 24th.
The camp out feature is something unique to me. Like, I'm going to be with the camp out people as long as I can.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
And I'm not camping. No, producer Sam, I am not camping.
Oh, you're not. Oh, you just said.
I want to go hang with the camp out people, and then I'll just be like, "Hey, peace out. I'm going to wherever I am." But I don't.
So now I'm seeing in the chat. This is what we talked about. I'm not going to be able to field a team, and it's ridiculous. So now Marcus Miklovich, Crazy Marcus, has declared his commitment to Team Pat. I don't understand this, Marcus. I literally played golf with you for in 2016.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
In California, I bought your lunch that day out of the kindness of my heart. And that was when Tour Junkies wasn't making anything. We weren't getting $100 super chats from David Speaks, who won $19,000 off our Hudson Swafford call. We weren't doing that. I bought your lunch that day. And here you are. Who put you on the Tour Junkies website to write about the women that you love to stalk on Instagram? Who got you set up with an account to go on our website and write articles? And who taught you how to do that? Not Pat. I'll tell you that much. What are we doing? People are they have no loyalty anymore. They have no pride, no loyalty, no nothing. They just go with you.
Maybe they were loyal to me to begin with, and you're just like,
based on what?
You're trying to get them to be not loyal.
What have you ever done for Marcus? What have you ever done for Marcus? Nothing. You've literally never done. Have you ever taught him how to use our website and write an article? Have you ever?
It doesn't have to do with teaching.
No, it has to do with value. You give no value to Marcus, none. And here he is declaring his allegiance to you. I bought him a lunch meal
I got
years
plenty
ago.
of value to Marcus. You don't
All
know what
right.
Marcus and I talk about on the side? We got all kinds of things.
Apparently, Nick A
Like
is on my team. I don't know who Nick. I feel like he's in the chat, but I
Nick
don't.
A can't stand me, so of
Is
course he's
Nick
going to
in
be
the
on my team.
is Nick in the Nut Hut? I need people to declare. I gotta have. Listen, the Friday event is going to be more.
DB needs affirmation
No, I
immediately.
need a team. No, I need a team. I don't need affirmation. I just need you to be on my team. It's not the Friday event is going to be limited. There may be
Look,
20
you
to
know you
30
already got
people.
AC. You got AC. You got
Josh King says we may need 2 Discord chats.
you got probably Paul in the chat.
Paul.
He hates
Oh,
me.
Paul Clock. I love Paul Clock.
Paul
Oh,
hates me.
Charlie. Charlie's down with me. I
Yeah.
knew Charlie would be ride or die with me. I knew he would. He's the
Yeah.
only one I knew. And AC. I knew AC would be too. God, we're gonna F y'all up. I don't know who I'm gonna. I'll have to pay people to come be on my team, but I don't care. I'll do it just like the Yankees in the '90s or whatever they did. I'll pay whoever I have to pay. Nick A says he's on my team, so I got
Okay.
Nick and
Well,
Charlie. But
I can't wait to
you
beat up on Nick A.
you guys can't pledge allegiance and then not do this. All right, the pricing and all those details are going to come out very soon. We're gonna get that to you here very quickly. But it's going to be lit. I'll tell you that. Shane White, Team Swagger. I'm with you. There's another one. All right, here we go. I just got to do this for 9 more months to
See,
drum up
so far
30
you've
people.
gotten more teammates than I have. I don't know what you're complaining
Yeah,
about.
but I'm begging for elite. Your people are like voluntarily coming out. I mean, look at Marcus, like just flip flopping like he's a politician. Like, just here he comes. I
No,
can't even
he's
believe.
over there flip flopping. I can't see any of this. So
No, he's not. I
I
know
don't
he's
know
not flip
about
flopping.
that.
I'm saying he's still on your team, but he should be on mine.
Mm-mm.
Although I've also seen his golf swing, so you can have him. You can definitely have him.
Yeah, he just needs to work on his short game. I can fix the short game.
By the way, speaking of short game, we are going to have a bump and run
Yeah,
competition.
bump and run competition because I'm top 1,000 in the world with the bump and run. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to beat me. I really don't because I'm going to set it up where it's going to be really hard, and you got to have some bump and run skills for this. We aren't talking about like you can bump and run it off of 10 yards off the green. No. We're going to be doing some.
Producer Sam said, "I'll get you a couple locals from the coal plant." Yeah, give me a couple of them locals. Oh, also, and we will be in a legal betting state. That's right. So everybody will be able to come together. There'll be NFL going on, college football going on, and the President's Cup will be going on that weekend. So we'll all just get in there and just bet, crazy and just go bananas if you're living in a state where you can't do
Yeah.
that. That'll be fun. It's gonna be a great time. Trust me. Be on the lookout for the details. It'll be here before you know it. September will be here before you know it, which sounds crazy to say, but it will be. All right. Are we ready to move on from this?
Yes, please.
Listen. Okay. I know somebody that, is getting a ringing endorsement these days, and that's Fujikura and the new Ventus shaft.
Yeah.
In fact, Cam Smith won with the new Ventus TR shaft at the Century Tournament of Champions, and they rolled it out to the rest of the PGA Tour just last week at the American Express. Lots of good feedback and player testing. More to come with a different field at Fuji's home event at the Farmers. It was the #1 driver and wood shaft combo at the American Express. 19% of all wood shafts, that's drivers, fairways, and hybrids, were a Ventus model. That's more than all but 2 other shaft brands totals. The TR is a new mid-launch, low-spin profile with new material added for additional stability to get your tours right. You don't want a broken tours. TR is a new addition to the Ventus line. Ventus TR is available for $350 MSRP to buy online or through custom fittings at any charter dealer on February 1st. So get that new Ventus TR Fujikura shaft. I rock it in my driver because I need help keeping it on the property, and it does that for the most part. So check it out. You need to get fit for any clubs if you're going to do that. If you're going to play golf, I don't care how bad you are, you should always get fit for clubs. Never buy them off the rack. And when you go to get fit for clubs, make sure that you ask if they carry Fujikura shafts. And if they don't, then turn your little happy tail around and go somewhere else it does, because they're the best. And we appreciate Fujikura for partnering with the Tour Junkies podcast. Pat, we talked a lot about the golf course with Caddy John. I don't want to belabor the point, but any key stats for you? Why don't you tell us the key stats and any strategy thoughts, or as you approach this Farmers Insurance Open from a DFS perspective, what you're thinking?
Well, key stats for me, I'm looking at, I definitely think this is a course where you need to have some experience, so a little bit of course history here. Certainly form. We've seen over the years that guys in good form with good experience here are going to win. I'm looking at we talked about it on the betting show that a lot of the guys that win this tournament are your top notch guys, shorter odds guys. So that's going to transfer into the DFS plays and your strategy. I mean, look, you're going to need to you can't just play a bunch of long shots like you did last week with Hudson Swafford. You cannot. That's not how this course is at Torrey Pines. It's a very difficult course. It's one of the most difficult courses on tour. It's extremely long. It's not one that like everybody can fit into, okay, like we may have seen last week. Now, the North course is certainly going to be easier, and guys got to score there. But as far as stats for me, I'm going to look at scrambling. I'm going to look at approach. I mentioned course history, strokes gained off the tee. Got to have some guys with some distance here. So I'm going to look at that as well. I'm not going to really put a whole lot into what guys did at the U.S. Open here last year because they played this course twice in 2021. They played it this time, and then they play or this time of year, and then they played it at the U.S. Open that obviously John Rahm won, which now he's a different type of So it does matter what John Rahm did, but others that may have kind of snuck up there, I may not pay attention to it as much. But here's the biggest thing, DB, we haven't even talked about. Hey, Wednesday is when this golf tournament starts,
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
It does
Oh, yeah.
not start on Thursday like every single other golf tournament every single week. It starts Wednesday this week because you know what? They don't want Sunday to get involved with the NFC and the AFC title games. That happened because of the schedule changes with the NFL, them adding a week extra game. And so they said, you know what? We're going to have this tournament Wednesday to Saturday. We're not even going to mess with the NFL on Sunday. And so you need to make sure if you're listening to us, whether you have a one and done or you're putting in DraftKings lineups or you're putting in bets, you get them all in tomorrow evening or at least by Wednesday early morning
From the East
because
Coast. Yeah.
you will be screwed. Yeah, on the East Coast.
Yeah. Hot take. Yeah. Wednesday start, huh? Wow.
By the way, normal though type event, 156 players, T65 and ties will make the cut. You get the North course one day, South course one day, and play the South course on the weekend if you make the cut.
Yeah, for right now too, weather looks like it's kind of even on those first 2 days, so it
Yeah.
doesn't look like there's really a weather advantage to play the easier course on or whatever, but we'll keep looking at that. Wanna make sure you check that. Yeah, man, same thing. I mean, strokes getting off the tee, I'm leaning a little more towards distance. I think a huge factor here is just comfort on POA. We talked about that with Caddy John. These are like the South Course has these true POA greens that are nasty and gnarly, and you just have to be patient and you have to know what you're doing on the POA surfaces and not get frustrated. It's why guys like Kevin Kisner don't play here. Plus, it's 7,700 yards, but
which is weird because I think the distance does matter for Kiz. But if you look historically, he actually putts pretty well on POA. But
yeah, he just
he
hates
always
it.
says he hates it, but he putts pretty well on it.
Yeah,
But he's just a good putter in general.
yeah, that's true. You got low green regulation percentage numbers at this place versus other average courses on tour because the South is one of the, year in, year out, one of the tougher courses on the PGA Tour rotation. So around the green, scrambling is going to be key. It's really an all-around test. I think Torrey Pines South is an all-around test, even when it's not a U.S. Open setup. I mean, you don't see the winning scores of 23 under like we just saw, or 34 under, or whatever it was at the Century, right? Like your winning score is going to be in that 14 to 16 under range with the weather looking pretty benign as it is right now. So that's something to take into consideration. I do think experience matters. We talked about that a little bit. So I'm going to lean towards guys with a little bit of experience here at Torrey Pines and at the Farmers, even if the experience isn't great, like as long as they've got some reps in at the South Course. I'm avoiding the few guys who have not played in 2022 just yet. That would include like DJ, Joaquin Neiman. And you gotta, yeah, I think ownership this week is going to be obviously very different from last week. Like last week, you had John Rahm and Patrick Cantlay swallowing up, 23% of the implied odds to win, and they were eating like 34% ownership apiece. And it was just, very concentrated on those two guys. Like this is a deep top part of the field. So, I think it'll be, I think you could look at the top and make a case for a lot of guys up here. And I think when you're starting to look at ownership, if you're playing in some of these big GPP events, it makes sense to try and not get so fixated on a guy before you get, too far down the road, because I think pivoting could make some sense. Now, I also think like there's probably not going to be anybody who's super, super chalk that you can't afford, you just can't afford to play him or eat that chalk. But like from Sam Burns up in the 9K range, like if we just let's look at the 9K and above range here. If you look at Sam Burns and up, so that's 9,700 and up. Those players make up 40% of the implied odds to win this golf tournament. So I feel like having at least one or two of those guys from Sam Burns up in a lineup to give you the best chance of making sure you have the winner is probably the way to go. So I'm not going to be completely out on this range. Um, I think that again, you can make a case for a lot of these guys. I think DJ is the one that I'll probably stay away from. He hasn't really made a point to play the Farmers in recent years. I think he's here because he needs to add a new course to the rotation. He wants to shake the rust off because he didn't get to play the Century Tournament of Champions, and this is his 2022 Shake the Rust Off event. So here you have DJ. But everybody else from really Sam Burns up, like I could get down with. Like I would play with any of them. Like I like Bryson in the betting markets at 22-1. But honestly, give me a couple of these lower owned selections here. And I mean, is there really a difference between a lot of these guys in your mind? I mean, maybe John Rahm, I think, is still the best option up here. But what are you going to do in this particular spot, like from Burns and above?
Well, I do think like you said, there's some guys in here that are playing this event. I don't want to say because they have to, but it is sort of because they have to. Because the PGA Tour says you have to play some of their, flagship events at least like once or twice every few years, and some of these guys haven't played here in forever. And so they're having to fit it in like a DJ, like a Justin Thomas, who I don't know when the last time we saw him play here outside of the U.S. Open. Um, so I think that's something to look at because they there's a reason some of these guys don't put these tournaments on their schedule. JT is one that is not really put this on his schedule or made this a priority for him. So he's actually a fade for me in this range at 10-9. Don't really like him here. Doesn't
JT?
really Yeah, JT doesn't really have any good experience here. Doesn't really, he played okay in the US Open. I think he had a top 20, but still I don't like JT this week. But I'm gonna go John Rahm. And I know, look, I'm talking about the top guy, but I think you go John Rahm and you go all in. Like you overexpose yourself to John Rahm. He's
Oh,
at
I'm going to
11-2.
overexpose myself to John Rahm if I got the chance. I know I would.
Yeah, I'm exposing myself. I'm not going full on naked Pat on John Rahm. Like if John Rahm walks in front of me this week, and if I was in California, I would be flashing myself and be like, "Hey, I'm exposing myself, and I'm going in all in on you. Like here's Pat. Here's the nakedness, and that's what's going to happen on top of you."
Me
That
so
doesn't
horny?
sound right. That doesn't sound right. But anyway,
Yikes.
I am all in
Yikes.
on John Rahm at 11-2 this week, and I'll find some value somewhere else. But I don't care. I love some John Rahm. Damn it, Sam's gonna find some clips on that. Um, anyway,
Uh,
and so then what I'll do is I'll drop down to the low 9K range and two guys right there, Willie Zalatoris and Tony Finau. I like them both at 9,100 and 9,200. Finau has a fantastic record here. I mean, he's just like top tens every year here at this course. So I love him at 9,100. And then Will Zalatoris. I mean, he was great last week for the most part. I thought he would make a little bit of a Sunday push to win, but he did not. But still, love him on this course. You look at stats.
Zalatoris made a push?
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said he did not.
I mean, I think I meant like he wasn't like. I mean, Swafford kind of ran away with it, but he wasn't like.
Yeah, I mean, he had a chance though, 17, 18. He could have done something. I was
Yeah,
watching him. He came out flat on the front nine
yeah,
Sunday.
he did come out a
He
little
made a
flat.
bunch of pars.
But anyway, you look at. I think Will Zalatoris is a great play this week at 9,200. So those two guys at the bottom of this 9K range, and then at the top, John Rahm.
Yeah, I like Willie Z a lot. I think he's going to be chalky. Another guy I like down here is Leishman. We didn't talk about him really on the betting show because I don't love him from that standpoint. Betting him outright to win, but I do think he's going to offer a lot of value in DFS. But I think Will Zalatoris and Leishman, both of those guys could be fairly chalky down here in the 9K range. I also like both of them. We got a couple comments last week for not mentioning the occasional cash play. I do believe that you start your cash lineup with those two, with Will Zalatoris and Mark Leishman. With this
You
being one of
think
those events,
Leishman's cash?
100%. He loves this place.
I
Great
know
record
he
here.
does have a great
He's
record, and he's
playing
won
good.
here.
I mean, what
He
he
kn he
finished
kn
10th
he
at the Century, 36 at the Sony. He's got a couple
I don't know.
tournaments under
He
his
makes
belt.
me a little nervous for cash,
He
actually.
doesn't make me nervous at all in cash, at all, like not one bit.
Makes me nervous.
Well,
I'm nervous. I'm shaking.
that's because of what you just said you would do to John Rahm. I think you've not yet recovered from yourself there. But no, I love Leash here, and I would stay there in cash. Honestly, this is definitely to me a balanced cash lineup week because you talk about the winners
Yeah,
coming
you
from
can't
shorter than
you
60 to
can't get
1.
too
Like you
crazy.
can't get too silly in cash.
It's
Right?
not at all like last week where you get a little silly,
You get a little,
you get a
yeah,
little
a little,
crazy.
little wacky. So yeah, I mean that's kind of it for me. I mean, okay, I guess we need to say this because I mentioned that I don't like DJ. I also will be avoiding Brooks in DFS.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Other than that, though, like I am very much for a lot of these guys, depending on what the ownership's shaking out to
Are we
be,
just
and
not gonna play
go
Jordan
from there.
Spieth?
I mean, he's tempting to not play because he's never played great here. He did not play great at the Century. He's tempting to kind of wait on Jordan. Like, I don't know, he just kind of is. I'm tempted to fade him too. But if
I
he's
don't
like,
even remember Jordan playing at the Century, to be
I know that's
honest.
how
Like, I
bad it
don't
was.
even like, was he
If he's
even
like
there?
6%, yeah, I'll play him. I mean, a lot of these guys, I mean, look how bad his irons have been. I mean, granted, like September, October, but I mean, then they
I
still
think
suck in.
Jordan could be a trap. I don't actually I say that he's not a trap because I don't think he's gonna be high owned anyway. But
No,
I
no,
just don't feel like this is
he's
a
not.
course for him. And so
Yeah,
I think it's like, okay, we're getting Jordan. Woo! He's in this big field with all these great players, and I really want to play some Jordan, but I don't think I'd get involved with Jordan this week.
yeah. Okay. Um. All right, let's move on down to let's take a look at the 8K range. We got Taylor Gooch, Corey Connors, Patrick Reed, Matt Wolf, Max Homa, Seabez, Maverick McNeely, and Ryan Palmer. Um, this is pretty easy for me. I love Gooch. I'm gonna get back on Gooch after he pissed off myself included, a lot of people last week. He's never missed a cut here. Um, the irons are still solid. He still had a good week last week. He just couldn't. Well, he didn't have a good week last week. He was close. Like in all the strokes gain categories, it wasn't like he just all of a sudden lost it. I mean, he just didn't have a spot on week. Now, he is one of 4 players in this field who this is his 4th event in a row. He's a young kid, like, and this is a place he obviously really is fond of. Or I don't think he'd be here. So I think he might offer a little bit of leverage. Maybe people will hop off the Taylor Gooch bandwagon at 8,900, and I'm going to stay on it. And another one I'm going to stay on is Maverick McNeely. I'm just going to keep beating that drum because Maverick McNeely continues to deliver. Last fall you're making fun of me for Maverick McNeely, picking him every week, but then every week, what did I say he was going to do? He's going to top 25 like every week, top 30 every week, give you a chance to maybe win like he did at the Fortinet. Like this kid is coming, and he's a West Coast player, and I am not. He has shown me nothing that would make me want to hop off. Other than the only thing that makes me want to hop off and not say his name is peer pressure because I know you're going to make fun of me for it. But I don't care. I'm going to continue to ride Maverick McNeely until he finally wins, or the wheels fall off. And on that week, that'll suck. But for now, I'm rolling with it. And my fate here is Seabez, 83 hunch. Not a lot of experience around Torrey, Doesn't hit it far enough to me for Torrey. I'm out on him. No thanks.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a couple here that I like. Well, for one, my fade is Corey Connors at 8,800. I just do not think this is a course for him. I don't like it. I don't want to play him. So I will fade Corey Connors here. Just don't like it. I don't like it.
I
Not
could
gonna
get on
play him.
Corey. I mean, if you're looking at Connors at like 7-10%, like that could be tempting.
Yeah, it could be, but I just don't. There's courses where he certainly fits. I don't really like it here. I like Ryan Palmer at 8,100. I mean, you look at his form, you look at his course history here. I think that is it's still a good. I would like him to be a little bit lower than 8,100, but still, I like Ryan Palmer. And here's a guy that I think everybody's going to hate me for, and they're not. They don't. They're. This is. Nobody wants this pick. Nobody wants me to take him.
Matt Wolff.
I'm going back to Matthew Wolff. Going back to Matthew Wolff this week. If you look at like when he has weeks like he did last week, where literally he lost strokes across the board other than scrambling, which is actually a pretty good scrambler in general. He tends to come back from pretty bad weeks to have a good week. So I think that we're going to see Matthew Wolff have a good week this week. Now, he did play well in the U.S. Open here back last year, and this was after like a 4-month break. Literally a 4-month break. His first event back was the U.S. Open. And everybody's like, oh, shit, never going to play Matthew Wolff in this first event back. What does he do? He finishes 15th. 15th. So I think that he could be a good play, and nobody's going to play him. There's no way his ownership is even, I would say, here's what I'll guess his ownership is going to be. 6%.
Last week, I got people in the chat on Thursday morning. But his coach George Yankees is talking about how good he's striping, and he's posting these videos of him on Instagram working, hitting it so good. And I'm like,
I don't care about all that.
Nobody's coach is going to put a video of him up on the internet the day before they're playing in a golf tournament and go, boy, I sure do wish Wolff was flushing it, because man, I mean, he's playing like total dog right now, like.
John Tillery, who we love, John Tillery's posting pictures of Ricky Fowler hitting the ball on the driving range last week, and it looks fantastic. Everybody looks good on the range. I look good on the driving range.
No, okay. Now we're getting out over our skis. These are professional.
No, we're not. We're not getting out over our skis.
These are professional golfers.
I have been on the driving range with Charles Howell, where he said to me, "Are you a scratch golfer?"
We need Charles to verify this.
Or how? Well, maybe he didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
But it was something close to that. Like I was striping it next to Charles.
Should I text Charles and ask him?
He won't remember. This is like when we were in high school or something. He won't remember that. Anyway, so what I'm saying is I still think Matthew Wolff could be a good play this week. I like him. And by the way, Charles is too nice. You could ask him. You could say like, is Pat the handsomest guy alive? And he would say yes.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
Too nice of a guy.
That's true. Well,
anyway,
so, I mean, you and I are hopping on a couple guys that disappointed some people last week. I'm getting on Gooch, and you're on Wolff. I like it.
There we go.
I can get down with it. All right, what about 7K range? Why don't you go there?
7K range. God.
By the way, Maverick McNeely and Cash, love it. Slam dunk. Like Willie Zalatoris, Mark Leishman, Maverick McNeely, and then the guy that I'm going to name first when we get here, just book it. 7K range, chock full, starting at Justin Rose, Keegan Bradley. Like I said, Joaquin Neiman making his first start of 2022. Siwoo Kim is one of those guys who's playing in his 4th event in a row. Francesco Molinari, who knew he was any good anymore? He did good last week. Jason Day's back. Lord. Mito, our first time seeing Mito Pereira in 2022. Snedeker's here, 2-time winner. He's at 7,400. Who else we got in there? Joel Damon, 7,200. Kevin Streelman, friend of the podcast now, just on the show. Go check that out wherever you listen to our podcast or on our YouTube channel. Good dude. Hudson Swafford, 7,200. No love coming off the victory. Do we feel like the veteran, now 3-time PGA Tour winner, is going to have a big dip in performance after that victory?
I don't think
I
he's
don't know.
going to have a dip, but I think I didn't expect it to go up that much. I mean,
I didn't expect it to be that cheap. Like I would think it would be more than 7,200. Like like Alex Noren, really?
it's
We
kind of.
Francesco Molinari for that matter. Like I would put him Mackenzie Hughes. Like what? I mean, I don't know. I feel like he should be in that $7,700 range. Anyway, Fowler's there. Michael Thompson's just now forgot how to play golf again. KH Lee, 4th event in a row. There you go. Phil Mickelson's here. Who do you like?
All right. Well, I've got several in here, and I'm not going to stick to whatever it is we're supposed to stick to in this range. But I'll start with it's 7,900. I do like Justin Rose. Okay. Look, hear me out. The guy has played well recently. Okay. He's got a great history here. Obviously, he won here in 2019. Before that, he had 3 straight top 10 finishes leading up to that 2019 win. Justin Rose has been better lately. He's not going to check a whole lot of boxes for you, but I mean, you look at his recent results. I mean, he was up there at the RSM Classic, ended up finished T12, T33 last week at the MX. I think Justin Rose makes a little bit of sense here at 7,900. So I'll play him. Here's another one. Going back to another old guy, Brandt Snedeker, 7,400. Plays this course extremely well. Has just absolutely fantastic course history. Like this time of year, everybody wants to talk about all the new guys and all the hot new guys on tour. Don't forget about some of these older guys here. Okay, Brandt Snedeker has
Spoken like a true old guy.
has made
God dang.
he's made the
Are
cut.
you
in
wearing
4
Dockers? Stand up. Are you wearing pleated Dockers right now?
No, I don't wear Dockers.
Huh.
He's made 4 of his 4. Sorry, God, a lot. He's made the cut in 4 of his last 5 events with a T14 last week at the American Express. We know he's got just an absolutely fantastic course history here. I think experience matters. We've mentioned that. He's made the cut in 5 straight years with 3 top 10s. He's obviously won this thing before. The guy is, I think he's a good play. So I'll take some Snedeker there at 7,400. Couple more. You just mentioned him. Francesco Molinari. Francesco Molinari. Is he back? Like, what do we think about Francesco Molinari?
I don't know.
I mean, he was top 10 here last year.
He moved to California. He moved
Here's the
right
thing.
there at
Here's the thing.
he lives by Riviera now.
He's got good course history here. He was T6 last week. Last year he had the 13th place finish on this course at the US Open. He also had a top 10 at the American Express before he played at Torrey Pines in the Farmers, and then I think he finished top 10. Okay, he was T8 at the MX, and then top 10 at the Farmers. So there's a little bit of a trend here for how well he does in this little stretch that we've got right now. So I think Francesco Molinari is a good play at 7,600. And then a couple more that I'll give you. Wyndham Clark at 7,200. He bombs it, absolutely bombs it. A good putter. I like him here as a kind of a sneaky play at 7,200. And then here's another
Didn't he
one.
get off of PXG? Is he gone from PXG now? I think that'll help.
I don't know about the PXG thing.
All right.
Another sneaky play. Now, this guy has never played here before, but I just feel it. This is the gut play. Alex Smalley, 7,100. I like him this week. He's another guy, very long off the tee. Greens and regulation guy, hit some greens. He's not bad. He's top 50 in the field when it comes to scrambling. He's 40th in strokes gained off the tee. I think Alex Smalley is a sneaky little play this week here at 7,100. So there you go.
A sneaky Smalley play for Smalley, huh? I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Rose. That's an interesting call. We talked about him on the betting show. I think he's interesting. He's tempting me a little bit. AC does confirm Wyndham is on team titleist now. I think that's probably better for the guy. You know what Justin Rose probably does? He probably loves and enjoys him a nice cup of coffee. Probably roasted himself. Probably grows the beans, roasts, grinds them all up.
He probably does do all of that.
I bet he does.
He's got a coffee farm somewhere.
for sure. And I don't know how you take your coffee, but I don't know if you like a full body coffee, maybe a little something lighter, maybe a breakfast blend. We all have our preferences. No matter what you love to drink, Trade Coffee makes it easy to brew your best cup at home. Pat just got him one of them new whiz bang coffee espresso machines. It's like a lot of money.
Fancy one.
And he's gonna do a video on how he makes his coffee, and he claims that he can do the latte and froth the milk with a heart shape in the middle. He claims he can do that, and a wiener shape. We talked about that too.
I did not say I could do a wiener shape.
I thought you did.
Suggested that. I said heart shape, not a wiener.
Oh, okay.
I don't practice wieners. I practice hearts.
Unless it's John Rahm. Whether you're a coffee nerd or you just want a better daily cup, Trade's Real Coffee Expert taste tests over 400 roasts and use technology to match you to your ideal coffee based on your preferences and brewing method. Their subscription is a no hassle. Skip the shipments, change your frequency, or cancel anytime. So, I was like sucking down coffee out of a Keurig that I haven't descaled in 40 years and thinking to myself, I'm probably drinking bacteria. And so I went ahead and did a French press, and I ordered my trade blend coffee with a French press specialty. It shows up. It shows you right when the thing was roasted. It gives you the date. It smelled, when I opened the mailbox, you could smell it. It's unbelievable. It smelled amazing. And I took the little test online and told them how I like it, what I like it to taste like, what I want, when I drink it, how much I drink, French press. And they sent it to me custom just like that. It's perfect. Already came ground up and everything is beautiful. And for our listeners right now, Trade Coffee is offering a total of $20 off your first 3 bags when you go to drinktrade.com/tourjunkies. To get started, you go on their website, take the quiz at drinktrade.com/tourjunkies, and start your journey to your perfect cup. That's drinktrade.com/tourjunkies for $20 off your first 3 bags. And apparently I need to drink more coffee because somebody told me in the first episode that I have bags under my eyes, which I can tell I kind of do. So I need to drink some coffee maybe instead of the Tito's that I'm having now. That'll help.
I don't know if that's what does that. I
Well,
think
yeah.
it's lack of sleep. Or maybe you should start wearing makeup on the show.
You think it's time to start powdering my eye bags?
Yeah, you need a powder person.
Maybe when I'm full time. Get DB full time.
Powder P, can I get a 12 gauge outlaw every day?
On the front page, Mr. P, if you give me the lowdown, me and Black we're headed to the showdown with 2 double barrels pointed at whatever. We stick together. I'm pretty clever. Oh, dang. What do you know about that, boy? Bone Thugs. Dang.
Yeah.
What a pull that was.
I'm glad I started that. I didn't know it was good.
I love that song. God, I love that song. My wife hates that song.
I love that song. That was my favorite Bone Thugs.
What's the name of it again? Oh God, what's the name of that song?
You better count your
Ghetto
money.
Cowboy. Ghetto Cowboy.
Ghetto Cowboy.
That song will come on, and I will
your money.
I will change my voice.
Count your money.
I'll change my voice. I'll change my voice to every guy, and Powder P is the one. If the song can get far enough into before Kristen just loses her mind to get to Powder P, and he's got that real nasally voice, but he comes in, and I go, the name Powder P, can I get a 12 gauge? He wants to kill me. God, I love that song. That song is so hot.
I don't know how that even came up, but I'm glad it did.
God. I mean, if we had just met each other, and you like threw that out there, that would totally be a Step Brothers, dude, I feel like a lightning bolt just hit me in the tip of my penis moment. Would it not? Like, it would totally be we just became best friends.
I think we did. We were already, but that just happened.
Oh God.
I think that was a new discovery that we both were.
I think it was, and we know each other pretty well. Ghetto Cowboy is my jam.
I love it.
God, I think we should end the show.
Show's over. We gotta talk about Nutrafol
later. All right.
Okay. All right.
I gotta give some picks in the 7K range. God, living in a hippo world, sending me straight to heaven. Oh, that's Crossroads though. I saw Bone Thugs and Harmony. Kristen's rolling her eyes. She just sent me a text message. I saw Bone Thugs and Harmony in Augusta like 4 years ago. And it was on. Do you remember this? It was on Kristen's birthday.
Yeah, I remember. You bought like a sweatshirt or a T-shirt or something.
I bought a hoodie and a hat.
Yeah.
But it was her birthday, so it was this really nice dinner. And I was like, "Babe, I got plans."
I bet you Powder P wasn't there.
He was not there. I said, I got plans. I got plans for us. She's like, oh yeah, where are we going? And I videoed it. I have the video. Maybe I'll post it on Twitter. I have the video, and I was like, they were only in town for one night, and the night happened to be her birthday, but we're going to see Bone Thugs and Harmony at this club. And she's like, are you freaking kidding me? And we go in there. But listen, for the 4 songs Kristen tolerated before I had to turn around and get out of there, they sounded exactly like they did. If it was East 99 Eternal, like they sounded exactly the same. Now they looked like Who Did It and Ran. They looked terrible. They looked awful. But they sounded exactly the same. They were so good. And Kristen was like long blinking at me, you know. I had to get her out of there. But
Who was the girl? By the way, who's the girl in
yes.
the Ghetto
Yeah.
Cowboys song?
God, how does her
she's got a good cadence too. It's
she's
like,
the one where the midgets come out and get her. She says well, I mean, they're called little people, but
I
she
don't know if
says
you should
midgets
leave.
in the song. Sam's gonna be mad at me now. God, what's her name?
Sam just put in the chat little people in all caps. Well, I think it was
what the song says. Anyway, it's such a good song. I can't wait to play that. All right, 7. Are we?
If Sam was a good enough producer, he would be able to put this song up right now. Like
Yeah.
he would have been able to.
Oh, yeah. If you can bring this song up right now, at any
But
point, for the rest
I'm
of the
not saying
podcast,
anything, Sam, but I'm saying something.
if at any point in the podcast, we'll take the copyright ding on YouTube. All right, 7K range. This is real simple for me. Keegan, Luke List, Tom Hoagie. Love it. Ball strikers, hit it long enough. List, great on POA. Keegan, sus, but you know, they both got good records here. Hoagie's been good here or bad here, but like when he's good, he's really good. So, and we just saw him play great. Just finished runner up at the Amex. So I'm down for all 3 of those guys. List is my favorite. He's my cash lock here too. I put List in a cash play for sure. And I'll stick with it. I am tempted to get on Tringali after he shook the rust off a little bit last week. And my Aussie Cam Davis, Kikuyu loving Cam down there in the low 7s is interesting to me as well.
I like
So
that.
my fade here is Aaron Wise. And I like Aaron Wise. And he fits
I
the
think a
bill.
lot of people are going to play him this week.
I think so too. He fits the bill here, okay? But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stick to my guns. It's the first event of 2022 for him. He's got a 71st and 2 missed cuts at this place. His worst putting surface is POA, and he's going to be popular. So now I think he's got legitimate high upside, but I also think that for his ownership and his history here, I think it might, I think he might be one to stay away from. So that's my fate. Oh God. All right. Where are we at? 6K range?
Yeah, we're at the 6K range, but I'm starting to lose my hair a little bit, so we need to talk about some Nutrafol DB. Okay, you know what? There's a thing here. All right, if you got thinning hair, you no longer have to choose between natural remedies and those other ones that don't work. No, there is a holistic solution for men that promotes both healthier hair and whole body wellness without drugs or prescriptions. I can't tell you how much I love whole body wellness. And you know what?
Same. Yeah.
That's what's going to happen here with Nutrafol. Okay. Did you know there are actually 5 root causes for thinning hair? And Nutrafol is the hair supplement that goes beyond genetics to target stress. That's one of them. Hormones, nutrition, metabolism, and environmental factors that may be impacting your hair. And let me tell you something right now, with the way the environment is, it's going to get worse. So there's a lot of environment things that are impacting your hair. Nutrafol is clinically shown to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Look, if you're watching me right now, there's some invisible scalp things. There's some visible like gaps that happen. But you know what? Nutrafol is helping that. It's helping that with me. You got 21 potent natural ingredients that support sex drive, better sleep, and less stress too. Can you imagine all of this being in Nutrafol? That's actually pretty amazing. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. Okay. Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 doctors. DB, I'm not a doctor, but 1,500 of them tell you to use some Nutrafol. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the code Tour Junkies, promo code Tour Junkies, to save $15 off your first month's subscription. This is the very best offer anywhere that Nutrafol has, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, you get free shipping on every single order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com. That is spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code Tour Junkies.
Your ad reads, man. Your ad reads.
Just telling you, man, I'm passionate about Nutrafol.
Pat, I got something for you. Please don't shoot. It's just me, the Queen of Horse Stiller.
No, but you got to say it like she does. He's like, please don't shoot. It's just me, the horse queen.
Please don't shoot. It's just me, the Queen of Horse Stiller. Oh, God, I love it. Oh, I could rap that whole thing right now. Oh, Pat, apparently you said invisible instead of invisible. That's pretty cool.
I don't care. I mean, I do care. I do care. Yes, because Nutrafol. I tell you what about Nutrafol. By the way, here's another thing about Nutrafol. It is physician formulated to be 100% drug free. They use natural medical grade botanicals in consistently effective dosages, so you get the most reliable results.
I don't know that I've ever heard you say botanicals, and it just hit me.
I'm just telling you, man, this stuff is good. Everybody thinks prescription things. Everybody thinks they need some prescription stuff. Why not take natural stuff? You know, hair is natural. Your body growth is natural.
Yeah. Yeah, my body growth is natural for now.
All right, let's go in the 6K range.
6K range, I'll give you 4 names. JJ Spawn.
I like that. That's sneaky.
Playing good. Likes the West Coast. JJ Spawn. Scott Stallings, who's not hit anything yet, not playing great yet. Former winner here back in the day. Very comfortable at Torrey Pines. Plenty of length. I like Scott. If the wind does pick up a little bit, he's a good wind player. Joseph Bramlett, who I know we're both on. I think we both like Bramlett a lot at 6,700. And I think he'll probably be a popular play in the 6K range. He's been playing well. I think he thrives on the West Coast as well. He's had 2 good tournaments in a row. And then I'm going to get down there at 6,500 with Sahith Theegala, the another West Coast boy who's played pretty good here last couple of weeks, I think. Or I know he played good last week. What did he do the week before? Anyway, Theegala 6,500 is one I am interested in. Let's see. Oh, yeah, 33rd at the Amex, 48th at the Sony. But I like Sahith there at 65. Well, I'll give you one more. I'm going to go way down here and just take a flyer, $6,100. Okay, $6,100, and that is Brandon Hagee at 6,100. He's played the Farmers 5 times, 3 made cuts. Best finish was a 42nd, so it's not great, but he hits the ball a freaking mile. So if he can just have a halfway decent week, irons and putter, like Brandon Hagee legitimately has like a top 15 upside and could score a lot in DraftKings for $6,100. So those are some names in the 6K that are popping for me right now.
All right. Well, I'll give you a few here. One of them is certainly Bramlett. I'm a big fan of his this week. I like Grayson Sigg at 6,800. Did get a good look at this course when he played here at the U.S. Open and made the cut. I think that, you know, even though he's sort of a rookie on tour and everything else, I think Sig could have a good week here. So I like him there. Just a good all around like ball striker, greens and regulation, strokes gained off the tee. Just I think and super talented guy. So at 6,800, I like that. JT Poston is at 6,400. You know, he's been playing well recently.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of had a bad stretch for a while leading up, you know, through the RSM Classic where he missed a cut. But then the last 2 events, T42 at the Sony Open, T25 at the MX, I think JT Poston could make some noise this week at 6,400. Here's one thing I've not mentioned on any of the shows tonight. I did hear that these fairways are running out pretty good on the South Course. So even if you don't have a ton of distance, I do think there's some shorter guys that are, checking the box when it comes to scrambling, putting, that kind of thing, that will play, come into play a little bit more this week, when it comes to, not being extremely long off the tee, because they are getting some run out on these fairways. They haven't had a whole lot of rain. So I do like that there for JT Poston. My big sneaky play, though, here is a little bit higher than that, and that is Cameron Young at 6,600. Finished T40 at the American Express, T29 at the RSM Classic. He missed the cut at the Sony Open, and I played him at the Sony Open. And I was stupid because that was not really the kind of course to play him on, because this guy's long. I mean, he hits it extremely far. He's fourth in the field in driving distance. He's 18th in strokes gained
Didn't he
off the
play
tee.
okay? Yeah, he finished 40th. That wasn't that bad.
I'm talking about he missed the cut at the Sony Open,
Oh,
which
the Sony.
I don't think was the course for him, and that's where I should not have played him,
Ah.
because I don't think that was the course for him. But I think this one could be. So I think Cameron Young at 6,400. At 6,600 could be a sneaky good play here in the 6K range. So there you go.
All right, there it is, man. What a show! I mean, I just can't believe we had that moment. We need to file this away as a top moment for 2022. That after nearly 7 years of doing this, me and Pat, not just the show, but all the time we spent together, that we discovered a mutual love for one of the most unique hip hop songs of our generation, really.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that song or talk about that song, or it's not in playlist when you go back and you listen to,
No,
like,
it's not.
90s hip hop play. It's not there, You have to want to hear that song badly to hear it. And we had a moment, and I feel great about it.
Yeah, I do too.
Although
Feel good.
my team is still gonna dominate you in September, but
we're gonna still celebrate after whoever dominates who with that
yeah,
song.
we are all gonna do one big karaoke to Ghetto Cowboy.
Yeah.
So whoever, if you're on,
I get to be Powder Pete.
yeah,
I mean, I have to be naturally.
Yeah, you're Powder Pete.
Okay.
If you are coming on Friday night, regardless of the team you're on, you have to learn that song, because we're all gonna sing it together. We're all gonna just get around, we're gonna stand around the bar in Sam's Country Club and, have a drink and sing Ghetto Cowboy together. And we're gonna send the video to my wife. Oh, it's not a country club. I'm sorry. What? I don't know.
It's a golf course.
All these words that I can't say. I didn't mean. I'm quoting things.
It's
That I
just
don't.
Sam. Sam is like all about, like, he won't let you say hair follicles.
Oh, it's a public golf course. Sorry, no gated community. Okay, sorry. The Muni of Mountain Valley it's not a Muni. It's not a Muni. It's just public. There's a difference. Okay,
It's just a golf course.
it's a great golf course. Great golf course.
In a mountain
near Pottsville, Northeast Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Pat.
No Quakers.
No Quakers. Nope. And no rules for the Tour Junkies golf event. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Be sure and comment, what do you want to see done at the golf tournament? What's your favorite thing you've seen done at a golf tournament like this? We need ideas for September 23rd and 24th. It's going to be a big one. Like, subscribe on YouTube. We need that. 5-star review. Check out Mark Hill's DP World Tour breakdown. Check out Garrett Simmons' Corn Ferry Tour breakdown shows.
Oh, we didn't do the 2-minute men.
Oh. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. Well, all of a sudden, DraftKings wants to check my location, like, constantly now. Every time I open the app, what is going on? It never did that. It's like ever since I got back from Indy.
It really does. It's the same for me since Indianapolis.
I'm not in Indianapolis anymore. Thank God.
Oh, we have a clock now, so I don't have to do that. Okay, good.
Oh, we do? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. We're big time now. Hey, we didn't have any stream issues tonight. All right. So now we can just focus on the lineup. All right. When is it going to start? Producer Sam, you start it.
Just start it. We'll see it when it starts. Start.
Let's try something here, Pat. I got an idea. Let's
Wait.
start
He
with
started.
Rom.
Wait. Oh, reset.
What? No, he may not know how to reset. Just start. Go
Okay,
Rom.
go.
Rom.
John Rahm. We're going John
Rom.
Rahm. Yep.
Zalatoris.
Okay.
McNeely.
Let's go
Keegan?
back to that. Let's go down to
List?
Francesco Molinari. Or
Hoagie. List.
I'll go List.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I feel like I'm.
Do we go Bramlett?
Let's go down to the 6K range. Let's go Bramlett. That brings us back up to 7,600.
Let's see.
Wyndham Clark.
I can get down Wyndham Clark. Where is he?
Let's go Wyndham. 72.
72.
That gives us
8,100 left. Let's leave a little on the table for some GPP action.
Keegan.
I like
Or
Keegan. No, I'm not doing
Neiman.
Neiman. I like. Is this gonna be? How much time do we have? 50 seconds. So we got a little bit of time. Is this gonna be? I think.
Or do you go to McNeely and then see where that knocks us out?
Yeah, let's go to McNeely.
All right, so that means we're gonna have to drop either List or Clark or Bramlett.
Oof. I think I like it better.
Now we're getting
before.
on time. Time is a problem.
I think I liked it better before. So Clark. I
Go
can't
Keegan then.
Oh yeah,
go Keegan, Rose, Horschel, Kim, Palmer.
I'd rather go Keegan or drop down to like Tringali or Molinari. 8 seconds.
Let's go to Molinari.
Not Keegan.
Yep.
All right. There you go.
500 on the table.
John Rahm, Will Zalatoris, Luke List, Francesco Molinari, Wyndham Clark, and Joseph Bramlett would be your 2-minute men lineup for the Farmers Insurance Open 2022. There you have it. All right, folks. Great show. Thanks for sticking around with us in all the madness and fun times. We'll be back next week. What's next week? Pebble Beach? AT&T? Is that what it is? I think so.